Welcome, brothers and sisters. You know, time for me to put my foot in the feminist, black feminist behind again. you know, uh, we live in a very precarious time. But it's time for me to put my foot in the feminist behind again. Especially the black feminists. The black feminists. Ooh, I have a particular kind of disdain for you. But man, y'all gotta think, man. So y'all have been following around these white women for so long that now it's like you're stuck with them. You're stuck with them, but I suspect that eventually these white women are gonna destroy you, because you're gonna keep following them, and they're gonna lead you down a road by which you can never come back. They're gonna lead you down the road by which you can never come back. I mean, it's probably already been done. Your fate has already likely been sealed. But man, see, I suspect that eventually, very soon, these feminists are going to lead you women down a road where you can never come back. Because you got to remember that when these feminists are leading you women around by your noses, when they're leading you around, they don't actually feel the impact of it. It's always going to be felt in the black community first. Whatever they try to do, it's going to be felt. So when they put further restraints on men, or they simply just piss men off, it's going to be felt. It's always felt in the lower to middle class neighborhoods first. The women who are jumping up and down and making the most noise, and you know, they're not actually feeling the effects of this feminism. When black men, a black woman came to my video and stated that, what you mean, black men get their bread buttered, or black women get their bread buttered from black men. She seriously doesn't understand that a lot of black women have painted themselves into a corner. They can be educated all they want. They can have all the jobs they want. But what happens when men are no longer footing the bill? A lot of black women, they live beyond their means. We all know the average black woman's bank account is at $5, and she is selling vagina to supplement her income. And that goes for black women that are strong, educated, and also the raggedy ass ghetto hood rat chick, who loves thugs and criminals. Oh, that's all of y'all, my bad. It's a very hard thing. It's a very hard concept for a lot of you to get your heads around. But when those men are no longer, see, the white woman, if her man, the rich white woman who's talking all this feminist rhetoric and got black women following her, if she starts some drama, she still got a nice little chunk of change, a nice little income, a nice little seed money to do some things. You know, she got a daddy that owns some company somewhere, you know, but black women don't have that. You know, there are a lot of black women who are exploiting the system. And that goes for the educated black woman down to the up to the upper echelon pinky swirling black female. You know the ones who sip the tea with the pinky. You know, a lot of y'all are getting y'all bread and butter from black men. They are supplementing your income. You know, there's a black woman. I mean, we already put a video out with it where the black woman got exposed on Nephew Tommy's show. She not only did she own her own home, she had a job earning six figures, and she was some kind of project manager at some oil and piping oil and whatever company, whatever oil and gas company, which is basically a tax write-off position, but hey, that's another story. But affirmative action hire. But y'all got to think about it. This black woman was basically still receiving $1,200 a month in child support. Now, with all the money that this woman earns, her father leaving her home, you know that this woman was leveraged to the tilt, because that's what black women do. They don't save money, they leverage everything. They bank on child support and putting men through the system. It's very hard for you to put black men through the system nowadays unless he gets you pregnant. But yeah, the marriage thing, that shit went out the window. So now we have all these fake false allegations, these false rape charges, things of that nature. This is the only way. See, they're getting desperate, and this is the only way that they can supplement their income. But you got to think about it. White women are up in the corporate office pissing off all the white men. You know what I mean? Who the hell is the first person they're gonna fire? It's gonna be that black woman in that nice cushy corporate position. And what is she? She probably leveraged to the hilt. She probably paying, her mortgage is probably $2,000. I mean, that's if she's one of these, because she's always trying to keep up with the Joneses. So her, when she loses her job, she is literally about 3 months from getting kicked out of her house. And who's she gonna turn to? Who's she gonna turn to? Some black man. Some black man. She gonna start selling vagina. but I mean, how long you gonna be able to do that for? Especially when you keep pissing off men. You keep pissing off the men who are looking out for you. Now, what happens when a consensus happens amongst men? Men come to a consensus about you women. Like, damn, man, these women are trash. They're dangerous. I gotta watch my back. You know what I mean? I don't trust none of them. What happens to you women then? I'm just referring to the strong, educated black woman who don't need no man. I'm talking about you. What happens then? You women understand that you keep following around these white women. You're complaining about your men. Black men ain't shit. They do this, they do that. Street harassment. Oh, y'all fucking up. Really? Street harassment? Y'all really messing up now. So basically what you're saying to black men is don't even talk to us on the street. But what happens when black men, see, like I said, black men, I asked the question, do you women know where your bread is buttered? You know, a lot of you women, a lot of black women lean on black men in those lean times, when they can't pay a this bill, they can't pay a light bill, gas bill, these women are basically a few paychecks from, most black women are basically a few paychecks from being tossed out in the street. And I don't care they live in paycheck to paycheck. This is what I mean by you're leveraged to the tilt. You're leveraged or to the hilt, whatever the saying is. Y'all put it in the comment section. But man, like I said, I suspect that eventually these white feminists are gonna lead you black women down a dirty road, a road by which you can never come back. We all know that black people lose their job. Black people are last to get hired, first to get fired. We already know that. So when these big companies, they get the picture, they get the memo. Oh man, these women are dangerous, man. We can't really, we're gonna have to do something about this situation. They come in the jobs dressed like whores, showing off their assets. And then when a man try to holler at them, oh, street harassment or or sexual harassment, sexual harassment. It's like a man can't even be a man no more nowadays. And when the men can no longer be men, that's a problem, man. Never try to take away a man's manhood. You know, white women have severely deteriorated the white man's backbone. And the black woman is right alongside her, marching up and down, you know, talking the most nonsense. Who you think they're gonna fire first? You. And then when you get back to the hood where you belong, that was your building, that's your matriarchy, that's where you belong. Don't try to create no matriarchy, then become strong and independent and move out the community that you created. But when you women move out of your uh when you women get back to the matriarchy, to the gynocracy, you know, where emotions override logic and common sense, you know, you're gonna be black men right there like, you know what? Street harassment. Street harassment. These women, black men already be like, nah, I ain't doing it. Black men already have a code, bros before hoes. A lot of them don't follow it, but eventually they gonna recognize you women as being dangerous creatures, and when they see you crash and burn, it's no telling what kind of debauchery they're gonna be on. Because the average black man is not on the 5 steps in the moral code. They are not amongst the brothers. They are not true brothers. Those are the men you raised. You know, a lot of those men are gonna take advantage of this situation. You know, I've advised those men to stay away from you at all costs. All of these men are gonna eventually say, you know what? Crash and burn. Because you have destroyed what was once masculinity. You have deteriorated it. You have men out here dressing like girls in dresses and all kinds of things. You have tried to create some type of ambiguous gender, you know. Y'all endorse it. Men, see, this is why I tell black men don't delete none of your videos. Don't flag your channels. Just leave it up there. We need evidence. All of that is evidence, you know. All of that's evidence, and I'm gonna tell you, man. See, y'all don't realize that y'all are gonna be the first ones to pay. It's not gonna affect that white woman up in the corporate office. She ain't gonna really be affected by it. I mean, it's gonna eventually affect her, but she ain't gonna be the first one to feel that stigma. They gonna watch you crash and burn first. Then they gonna come back to the table like, oh, we sorry, you know, we didn't realize what we was doing, and all these sociology and psychology degrees and women's studies and all this, they tricked us, they brainwashed us. And the white woman and her man gonna get back together, and you, it's gonna be too late for you. See, that's what they've already done this before. What you thought the Monahan report was about? You know, they were coming down to check on their handiwork. They were coming down to check on their handiwork. You know, and they already understand that anything that they implement is going to have a detrimental effect on people who are not financially stable. And a lot of y'all are not financially stable because if you lose your job, that's your ass. You women are like one or two paychecks from being tossed out on the street. You don't have any savings. I mean, and even that's not going to help you. Because just tell a black woman she can't get her hair done, spend $300 on her weave. It's going to be World War III out here. And as you women begin to become more and more whorish in your nature, a lot of men are going to call up a lot of men are going to be calling the police on you for indecent exposure. As you they're going to be they're going to watch the way you treat your kids, and they're going to be and calling up child services, because I know you're going to take it out on your children. A lot of it you're going to take out on them kids. So a lot of people are going to be calling child services on you. I mean, it's just going to be a very destructive plight. You know, a lot of men are going to be calling up and reporting you for prostitution, having you thrown into jail, put into the system. Like I mean, you didn't care to put that man in the system, you know, but this is what a lot of men are going to do. You know, keep dressing like whores and keep running your mouths. Now, you sisters, I told y'all to stay away from the black woman if you care about your life, because her judgment is coming. She has turned her back on her man. She has stated that she was strong and independent. And if she got some kids dragging around behind her, it's going to be hard for her to prove that she wasn't strong and independent. If she had those kids out of wedlock, that's evidence. You know, that's evidence, man. But man, it's going to be a crazy thing. It's going to be a crazy thing. As the Bible states, 7 women will cleave to one man, begging, I'm paraphrasing, for him to take away her reproach. It's gonna be a crazy thing, man. It's about to be a crazy thing. You know, black women, keep doing your thing though. You feminists, you black women, and see the problem with you black women is that y'all don't call out this shit. I mean, most of y'all don't call out other black women. Y'all don't police each other, so now y'all gonna meet your fate. And I can't wait till we get a consensus. All we need is a 10%. And after that 10% is basically gonna be over for you. On that note, I want to say peace. Get on the 5 steps. Adopt the moral code.